howdy there, fella. How you doing today? hmm So, as promised, this is the video that was gonna be released Saturday, but then we went on a tangent about ugly-looking standing images in a game. So, we're back with another one of our random plot movies. Which, before we start with that, I am the one, the only, the closest thing to divinity on earth, Damon the Scorpion Pill. And over here, joining me, is my sister, Dirt Tail.
Tell.
Well, I thought it was kind of funny, you know. People say you remind them of Joe Dirt, so Dirt Tail.
Do not.
You do too.
I do not. Anyways, moving on.
Come on. I put you and David Spade next to each other. No one could tell the difference.
Yes, they could. If you put David Spade next to a person who looked like him, go get the dude from French Lick.
Nah, you. You look identical to him.
I do not.
Okay, people say we look identical.
No, we do not.
We look so much alike.
No, I think they just don't know whether or not you're black, and so they're trying to decide if you are or aren't.
Well, I mean, right now, I look about the same tone as you. Look, the light's hitting me in a way that makes me look the same.
Well, regardless.
But welcome to all our ghouls, ghosts, and goblins. I am a lovely ghost. Over here is a ghoul. And if you don't know which one you are, then you are also.
A ghoul, but I'm a goblin.
So today we're doing one of our random horror plots where we pull from the bag what's going on. So without further ado, we will start. So I am going to let you do almost all the talking this time. I am going to hold the bag. You're going to pull it out, and you're going to create the plot.
This is gonna be worse than any movie we've ever watched.
By the way, she did not know this was coming.
Yeah, clearly.
She's used to me pulling it out and creating a story to go along with it. But she does so good at improv, I'm not worried at all.
I do not do good at improv.
So I'll go ahead and let you hold the mic.
Uh,
Take us into a opening scene.
Okay, so our movie starts with a person being bitten by a venomous snake during a camping trip. They then go to the hospital and croak when faced with paying the medical bill. Sounds like American healthcare in a nutshell. So within the first 5 minutes, we've already got a death.
You gonna add any backstory? Like, why were they in the woods?
I mean, it said they were on a camping trip, so I'm assuming that they were probably on. I don't think that's what they were doing, but they were like having a nice time. I don't think they were doing that either. It was just a group of college students who were hanging out and probably drinking. No, they're too good for that.
It's a horror movie. They were doing all the above.
Anyways, so after that riveting scene of American healthcare in action, okay, so then, for no apparent reason whatsoever, 'twasn't a haunted doll after all. It was all in the person's imagination. So they were stuck in an asylum for the entirety of the events.
So they were camping in an asylum where they got bit by a snake.
No, they were in the asylum, and I guess they were like dreaming about, well, imagining, being bitten by a venomous snake.
Okay, but couldn't it be they were actually camping in the asylum? Quite a few horror movies have it where people go to asylums to camp.
I mean, I suppose they could.
Especially if they thought it was a doll. And just like every doll flick, it was not a doll.
Well, yeah, of course. Why would it be? So we're what? Probably about like the first 30 minutes in now.
20 to 30.
Okay. So then we moved from the asylum that was all in their heads to 'twas dinosaurs all along.
How did you fit a dinosaur in an asylum? Actually, I'm not even going to question because I think we've watched some of the British horror movies that actually have those type of plots, so Actually, I'm not going to question that.
So at first asylums and venomous snakes, and
Because it has
then
the one Asian chick in it.
well, yeah, that is
A lot of
true.
the British ones have.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so now we're what about like halfway through the movie?
Somewhere around there.
Was Ghost all along? I'm not sure that this movie knows what it's doing. It's moving from like asylums,
Dinosaur ghost.
dinosaur ghosts, maybe
That like to mimic snakes.
Snakosaurus.
Snakosaurus Rex?
Ooh. Okay, and then one of the campers that was not bitten by the venomous snake in the forest earlier is found curled up in the closet, scared to death, with gray skin for no reason whatsoever.
So, are they actually like dead? They were scared to death? Or are they like in the closet
Well, I mean,
with gray skin?
I would like to think that they were dead, or at the very least heading to the hospital. But since the first dude died at the hospital, like, I mean, it sounds like they're halfway dead to
Gray
begin
skin
with.
is a natural occurrence. I've watched The Proud Family. All three of the bullies were gray skinned, and like that was natural. No one questioned them being gray.
Okay, so we're like near the home stretch. Okay, so then one of the other college students falls off a jet ski and is killed by a bull shark in the lake.
What type of asylum lets people ride jet skis? Like, what asylum has a lake attached to it? Has a jet ski.
The type in the movies that we stay watching.
Like, I'm not even concerned about the bull shark. Like, that makes more sense being in the lake than the jet ski at the asylum.
They saved up all their money. The patients saved up all their money for the jet ski.
Okay, one last one before we go into the final.
What's happening? Okay, let's see what else is going on in this movie. It was a haunted hand puppet all along.
Okay. Time for your...
Okay, so let's see what happened to the last person that was left alive. Ooh. Almost escaped, but getaway car ran out of fuel, and the killer finds the victim hiding in the woods and strangles them.
Wait, the hand puppet finds them in the woods? Strangles them?
Yes, the hand puppet finds them in the woods and strangles them. You know, they're just driving along, trolley la la la.
It's a little hard to strangle. Because I'm only allowed to use my pinky and my thumb. Not the... I mean, I can apply pressure and it's not comfortable. But as far as a full-on strangulation, it's not that easy.
Well, that's why it was a scary show. Death by hand puppet.
Okay, so what we had going on there was a group of 17s decided to go camp at a haunted asylum. And to start things off, one of them thought they saw a snake, which actually wasn't a snake. And they mistook it for a doll, which wasn't a doll. No, no, no. It was a ghost dinosaur. I'm thinking like a mini T-Rex, maybe like a velociraptor. But instead of claws, it had like snake fangs. And they got bit by it. So the other six, clearly concerned for Roberto. Okay, I'm going to go with Roberto was the one bit by the ghost dino snake. The Snakosaurus Rex, too, if you will. Instantly call an ambulance to come pick him up. And now the ambulance does tell them they should leave the, asylum. But they're like, yeah, it seems more like guidelines than what we need to do. So Roberto's taken back to the hospital where they actually help him. A friendly nurse who he was like, hey, you know how you get venom out, right? Huh? You said suck. And she was like, we have a machine for that, sir. He was like, oh. And then she was like, and don't worry, the machine cost 10 grand a minute. And like, dude had a heart attack there. Roberto was like, and like, despite their best efforts, they could not bring him back. I can't blame Roberto.
No, imagine how much money it was going to cost to bring him back.
Well, the nurse said they have a standard 2 hour running on the machine.
Sure they do. I'm sure they do.
So, after that, the other 6 still at the asylum figure out that there is no haunted doll. Or is there? Mm-mm. And there might be dinos. Or is there? Mm-mm. And ghost? Ghost dinos. Woo, woo, woo. So the movie's all over the place right now because every like time someone goes into a room, it's a different reveal. Like one goes into a room and it's like, oh, the doll's not doing anything, and then Ashley goes into the room and she's like, oh my god, a dinosaur!
Don't forget, someone went into the closet and got scared to death.
And then poor little Sally. Sally saw a ghost, and Sally ran over to little Adam and was like, Adam, Adam, Adam! There's a ghost in the closet. And now Adam being like, yo, I'm gonna get me some because this chick's scared and I'm gonna act brave and I'm gonna be like, yeah. Goes like, let me show this ghost what's up. He watches right over to that closet. He crawls in it. And lo and behold, there was in fact a ghost, which scared him so bad that his skin, which was naturally, I'm going to go with a whitish pink gray to a fully gray, as the color legitimately drained from him.
Along with his life.
And did you decide if he was actually dead or if he was like the fetal position just scared to death? Like it was unclear.
No, he was actually dead. Like, dead.
Dead.
Yes, Deady Deadyson.
Okay, so scared to actual death. And Sally, of course, goes back in, sees his dead body, and it's like, oh my god, I was totally gonna sleep with you tonight. And you just hear like a little faint, as the last essence of Adam's soul is just pissed off that he didn't get to sleep with Sally. But hey, that's okay. So we have Ashley still alive. We have Sally still alive. So far, 2 of the guys are dead.
That is true. That's true.
But we have another one. I need a name.
Billy.
So we have Billy. We're gonna go with Billy and Chris. Billy and Chris decided to go out the back of the asylum, where for some reason, for the mental patients, they had a fully stocked lake, easily accessible from the asylum. Like I'm actually imagining the asylum like built halfway around it, so like the lake goes into the asylum.
A moat of sorts.
No, even better than a moat. This is actually in it, not just around it. No, this goes in it. Like I imagine the swimming pool in the asylum actually is just the lake.
I mean, maybe.
So Billy and Chris are sitting there, and guess what they see? Like, what do all mental patients in an abandoned asylum need? That's right, a jet ski. So Billy's like, hey dude, you want to ride it? And Chris is like, dude, like that's gonna have gas. I mean, it does kind of look brand new though, but I doubt it's gonna have gas. So Billy jumps on, woo, and he cranks it, and it's like, and he just takes off, like water bubbling behind it. And Billy, being Billy, like, bumps on a wave and flies off the jet ski.
As they always do.
And he's sitting there, doing water, waving back at Chris. And he's like, hey, Chris, guess what? Takes off his pants real quick, throws them. I'm skinny dipping, get a girl. Oh, wait. Like, Chris doesn't even have to do anything, because the girl cometh. Dude, the jaw is so...
Do 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 do.
As a bull shark comes up out of the lake and bites him. A female bull shark at that. Which, does she have pups? Does she not? Find out in the sequel. Nom, 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 nom.
There's always a setup for the sequel, of course.
Of course. And Chris, seeing the bull shark grab him and take him down, is like, I didn't really like Billy. Billy was kind of, a douche. So now you'd think, and like,
More women for Chris.
no, that's not even what Chris is thinking. Chris is just like, this has been a bad experience. I'm just gonna leave. So Chris just, grabs Billy's backpack, which has, like 8 pounds of marijuana in it. He just, rolls one and walks out of the asylum. Like, doop, 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 doop. Now, unfortunately for Ashley and Sally, no. Those two stayed in the asylum for a moment. And they're about to find out something dangerous, something dark, something malicious. And that is when they first went into the asylum. They saw a little hand puppet. And Ashley spit on it.
As you do when you see a hand puppet.
Yes. And Gregory stroked it. Which, between the spit and the stroking, it brought the hand puppet to life. And now it's on the hunt. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Now, unfortunately, like Ashley and Sally walk around the corner, and they see the hand puppet popping out of Gregory's chest. All like a, yes, chest burster. And this terrifies them, obviously. So they run outside as quick as possible to jump in the car. Well, except for the actual good working car. Chris just drove off in, smoking his joint. So they're left with...
That's regardless.
So they're left with Gregory's car, which, I mean, if you can imagine a 2001, like, rust bucket piece of crap, like this, is worse than that. Like, the 2001 rust bucket piece of crap, that is like a Porsche. That is like a Lamborghini compared to what they have. Like, this thing might as well be the Flintstones. You just can look at it and tell you're going to be hoofing it.
They spent all the money on the brand new jet ski.
So, they jump in the car, they crank it, and Sally's like, spit on it. And Ashley's like, I've tried. And eventually the car, like, gets a big black cloud out the back. Poosh.
No concern for the environment at all.
And, like, in the doorway, they see the hand puppet just wave at them. So they, like, book it as fast as this thing go, which is a, modest 7 miles per hour. Like, they're booking it down the road at 7 miles per hour. And, like, every, like, time the car piston goes, like, the whole car lurches forward, so it's like, whoop boom, whoop boom, whoop boom.
If the killer don't kill him, that other ride's gonna kill him. So,
unfortunately for Sally in the passenger seat, like, the seatbelt breaks, so her face just keeps going into the dash. Whoop boom, whoop boom. So she's all bloody, pretty much dead. Now she's like, are you? And then the car peters to a stop. But except for it doesn't really peter to a stop as much as it does like one final urge, and then just boom, and the tires fall off it.
And at least it didn't explode like most of the shows.
And she's like, okay, but at least I was able to get very far away from the asylum. If you look in the rearview mirror, you can see it's about not even a football field back. And this little hand puppet's just hopping down the road, singing do-a-diddy diddy dum diddy do, I'm about to kill you.
Right, that's true. It was singing a little ditty.
But yeah, Ashley's just like, oh my god, I made it. I can't believe it. And then she hears a little tick, 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 tick at the window. She's like, oh man, I'm getting a ticket. So before even looking at the window, she like reaches over between Sally's dead body, grabs her purse, gets some lipstick. Hello, officer. And it's just the hand puppet like, hello. What pretty lips you got. Mind if I take them? And she's like, do you mean that in a, sexual way? No, I don't. And then the glass shatters as the hand puppet attacks her. And then it cuts to black. You hear her like screaming a little bit. And then it comes back on, showing the car, and you see her like fidgeting a little, like still alive, as the hand puppet's walking away. And it just lights a cigarette as the car explodes behind it. And that is the movie.
Sounds better than something else we watched.
So what would you name this masterpiece that needs to be made?
What was the dinos hybrid thing?
Huh?
What did we decide on the dino?
The Snakosaurus Rex 2?
Attack of the Snakosaurus.
That's good. I was gonna go with a haunting at Waverly Place. And then in subtitle, Attack of the Snakosaurus. Well, the Snakosaurus Rex 2. Because you put that so people like looking all over the place for number one. Like, oh my god, where's the first movie? And it's like, there is no first movie. No, no, no. We just named it like it was a sequel because
That is true. That is true. That does seem to be the process sometimes.
I hate when they do that. But yeah, no, that's the story this week. It's super random, but I feel like we made something that was producible out of our randomness. I hope you guys liked it. These are always fun for us. Any comments?
I mean, it definitely kept you guessing. Every time you thought you'd figured it out, you clearly hadn't. Oh no! Looks like we better go. He's getting in a fight with his little shark puppet. So this is Cyclone Frights Tell saying, signing off. See you later, alligators. And I guess my co-host has a Charlie horse, so I better go help him deal with that as he's getting choked out by a puppet. So see you later, all our ghosts, gobbos, and ghouls. Bye!